This is going to be a video about solving by substitution. But what I mean by that is we could graph both of these, but what I want to do is I want to just do a little algebra for it. And I notice that y, it says here that y is equal to that. So that is what y is. So what that means is this equal means they're identical. So that means I can substitute this in for that y because y is equal to that. So let me substitute that into that y spot. And so I've got 5x minus 10 equals 2x minus 1. Again, what I did is I substituted what y was equal to in for y. And the thing with these is I can't get number answers because they have two variables in them. But if I get it down to a single variable, now I can just do a little bit of algebra and solve this. I'm going to get the x's on the same side, so subtract 2x from both sides of the equation. So now I've got 3x minus 10 equals negative 1. I'll get the numbers on the other side, so I'll add 10 to both sides. And lastly, divide by 3. So it looks like x is 3, which feels great, and I'm very happy with that answer. But I need both the x and the y part for these equations. So I'm going to take this 3 and plug it back into here and see what happens. So y equals 5 times x. X is 3. Minus 10, 15 minus 10. Y is 5. And notice if I plug it into this other one as well, y equals 2 times x. X is equal to 3 minus 1, 5. I get the same answer. So there is my answer. X equals 3 when y equals 5, or I could write that as the ordered pair, 3, 5. Notice I solved it, and I checked it by plugging both values into both equations. Same idea here for substitution. Y is equal to this thing, so I could take this thing and substitute it into the y spot. In other words, this second equation says 3x plus 2 times y equals 14. But what is y? In terms of x, it's negative 2x plus 6. And then I just got something to solve. Pull out my algebra skills. 3x, 2 times negative 2x, negative 4x. 2 times 6 is 12. Combine up some like terms here, negative x. So now let's subtract 12 from both sides. And I've got negative x equals positive 2. That's a negative x, so I can multiply both sides by negative 1 or divide both sides by negative 1, and x equals negative 2. So let's plug that back in and see what happens. Y equals negative 2 times negative 2 plus 6. Notice what I did was I took that and I substituted in for the x spot. So this is 4 plus 6 is 10. So it looks like y equals 10. Let me make sure that works in this equation as well. 3 times negative 2 plus 2 times 10. Does that in fact equal 14? Negative 6 plus 20. Yeah, that's 14. Great. So I could say that my equation is, my answer to my system is this, or I could write as the ordered pair negative 2, 10.